What's up, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader here with Roland, my newest six-figure student. Congratulations,
Thanks,
first of
buddy.
all.
Yep.
How much have you made? What is your secret? Tell us about your journey.
Well, I'm at 133,000 now.
In profits.
In profits. I started with a $1,200 account, and then I put in, I think, 3 paychecks, so about 4,000 total.
Okay.
It's kind of choppy at first. Wasn't quite taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, I did buckle down and decide, I really have to figure out what's going on here for myself.
Yeah.
Which was the best thing I could have done. So I did start studying. I bought How to Make Millions. Trading Tickers by Tim Grittani, which it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Watch those 2 DVDs. Those are the basics: How to Make Millions and Trading Tickers.
Yeah, so I did start studying, and it was night and day. I mean, between just kind of going off your picks and seeing what's hot, kind of thing. Another big change was being prepared in the morning.
Yeah.
So actually spending the time at night to go through my scanners and come up with my own plans, to trade these things, because you need a plan. You can't just blindly buy and let it go and then try to sell. It just doesn't work.
Hope is not a strategy.
No, and that's what I was doing at first, was a lot of hoping and hope maybe this will work. Hopefully this works, and so now I spend a lot of time preparing at night.
The night before.
The night before, right.
So every day you're come ready with stocks that you think you might trade.
Exactly.
And then you'll be prepared.
Right.
Ideally with a plan.
And yeah, a plan of how I will trade them if certain things happen. Obviously in the mornings you wake up and there's news and there are other things so now I wake up quite a bit before market open. I used to wake up, roll out of bed, one eye open, I sit there, jump on the computer to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And that didn't work either.
Yeah.
Because the things with the volatility that we play, they move so quickly. So now I'm up early enough to come up with a plan for any stock that may have some good news in the morning or something that may be moving that day. But preparation has been key. I mean, big time key.
Let me ask you a question, because we were talking earlier. You got to repeat this story about SINO.
Oh yeah.
It's such a good lesson. What happened with that stock?
Yeah, so Sino, that was when all the shippers were going crazy. Shipper mania, Dries.
Early in your
early.
journey.
Yeah, this was early, and this was when Dries had gone from I think 5 to 100.
Yeah.
So there were all these sympathy plays, Sino and GLBS, and all the other shippers were running. So I got into Sino overnight, I think at 5 something, and I woke up the next morning at $13 it was at. It would have been definitely account changing for me. I mean, over double what I had gotten in for, and even though you're not supposed to, I had taken a very large position for my account size. So it would
What was your account size back then?
My account size, I think, was at about $6,000 or something like that.
And what was your position size?
My position size was at about $5,000.
Oh my God. Okay, continue.
Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't smart.
Don't go that big.
Yeah.
Don't risk everything.
Yeah, it
on
wasn't
one
smart.
trade.
No, absolutely not. But I got lucky. Essentially, I got lucky.
A little luck never hurts.
No, and woke up in the morning, $13. Pre-market.
So it went from 5 to 13.
Yeah, overnight.
And you have almost all your account in.
Yeah.
And why didn't you want to take profits?
Because I got greedy, and it was pre-market, and I just didn't have much experience, and I thought, you know what, when the market actually opens and volume comes in, this is gonna fly.
Yeah.
So I got very greedy.
Yeah. What did I say?
You said if I were in Sino, I would be selling here. This is best case
Commentary
scenario.
in my chat room.
Commentary pre-market in the chat room. Yeah, and I basically said, F you, Tim. You don't know what you're talking about. When I had some success, so I already thought I knew what I was doing.
Of course.
When I really had no clue. But so I'm like, I'm gonna at least let the market open and see what happens. And sure enough, market opens, bell rings, and it just starts tanking. I mean, fast, really fast. 13, 12, 11, 10, and I'm watching this thing like bounce
with your almost entire
with
account.
almost my entire account, and I'm like, it's got to bounce. It's got like, this has got to bounce, and it wiped out all my gains. I think a couple $100 I made.
So went 5 to 13 back to 5.
Yeah.
But at least you learned A, not to bet so big, and B, to take profits when you have.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I kind of do know a little something.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little.
Oftentimes I sell too soon. I'm too patient. I'm too safe. I'm too impatient. I mean, and now you are too. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Now I'm very similar. I take profits way too quickly a lot of the time. Just because now I have seen what happens if you get greedy and you want to try to hold out.
And this happened on ITKG the other day.
ITKG.
You took $5,000 in profits.
Yeah.
Too soon, because
Yeah.
then you could have had 11,000, I think, in profits.
Yeah, if I held
but
overnight.
Then the next morning you crashed.
It crashed, yeah.
So you're happy with your 5,000.
Yeah, I was extremely happy with it.
So one time you hold too long, you make nothing.
Yep.
Another time you sell too soon, but you took basically half the potential gain.
Yeah, and that's what I do now. I mean, I take profits when I get them, if it hits my goal, or less even at times. I just take the profits when I can, because I mean, obviously losing sucks, but almost equally as bad is being
Having
up
gains
and have them wipe out. Yeah, so I mean, that's demoralizing.
But at least you're on the right track.
Yeah.
So if you're on the right track, and a lot of you guys are on the right track, you just have to learn how to, take the profits.
Yeah, absolutely.
And take the biggest chunk that you can. Obviously, sometimes, you're going to take 1/10 of the potential profits, maybe 1/2, or sometimes you're going to nail it.
Yeah.
ITKG, I sold at 11
Yeah,
cents. I actually timed it
yeah,
out as
literally
one of my
perfect,
best
yeah.
trades because I wanted to give it more patience.
Right.
Because I mistimed DCTH
Yeah.
the previous day.
Yeah.
So you learn from previous trades to adapt.
Yeah,
You can get
absolutely.
more aggressive, you can get less aggressive, and it's not an exact science.
Yeah.
So what is your average trade now? Explain what's an ideal kind of trade for you? 'Cause we're all different. There's no one magic formula. What works for you?
I like multi-day breakouts, and actually from trading tickers was really helpful, because my initial idea of what a breakout was breaks a level, just flies.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I pictured as a breakout. Maybe it's the name.
Yeah.
Breakout and it flies, but they're choppy.
Yeah.
So I set my risk level not at the breakout level. The consolidation beneath that usually.
Yeah.
And so it does give me a little room for the breakout to bounce around and be a little choppy as
Were
it
you
is.
in DCTH?
I was in DCTH several times.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in, I think, 0.027,
Oh my God.
and I sold that. I actually had a great gain on that, a 0.0454 or something.
DCTH just went from 2 cents to 35 cents
Yeah, it was
in
crazy.
1 week. So a lot of people hate on penny stocks.
Yep.
Your middle name is Wolf, right?
Yep.
Literally, legally,
Yeah, legally.
his name is Wolf, and so he's rolling Wolf. Kind of ironic.
Yeah.
But the Wolf of Wall Street does a lot of pumping, very
Right,
illegal stuff.
right.
What we do is just trading these penny stocks. We're not pumping them. We're taking gains actually too quickly.
Yeah.
And you're learning short selling now too?
Yeah,
you said?
I'm starting to get into the short selling. I have a little more capital to work with, and it's a different mindset for
Yeah.
sure. And
But it's good to know that you can trade both sides of the volatility.
yeah, and it's helped.
DCTH
Yeah,
went from 2 to 35. It's now back down to 15 cents.
yeah, absolutely.
So, a nice, 17 times your money, and then it also drops in half, 50% in a
Right.
few days.
And I just think I've been going through SEC filings a lot lately, and after you've been doing it for a while, you see kind of they do get pumped, and a lot of times there are financings that occur.
Have you seen our Learn to Read SEC filings DVD?
I have. I've watched
So
the whole
boring,
thing.
so
I've
boring.
actually watched
put
the
you
whole
to
thing.
sleep?
Sometimes. It took me a couple. It took me a couple times to get through, but I got through it.
But it's useful.
It's very useful.
When you see SEC filings, very long, boring,
Yeah.
legally required filings that these companies make 20, 30, 50, 90 pages
Yeah,
long.
I mean,
In the middle of it, they'll put a risk, we might run out of money. Then if you compare that with the press release
Right.
issue, one-pagers, we have the cure for
Yeah,
Alzheimer's.
yeah,
We
exactly.
found gold in Peru.
yep,
Night and day.
night and day, and they're convoluted, and I think they're meant to have your regular retail investor not be able to go through them.
So you have an advantage if you learn to read SEC
100%.
filings.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, the weight I don't put all the weight, the whole decision on whether I'm not going to trade a stock or not.
Yeah.
But 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 it's helpful. It gives you an edge.
Yeah, this is an advantage that you guys can have simply by just knowing that press releases are full of hype. SEC filings are basically created by lawyers who don't like hype,
right?
And they put in the actual risks. And the companies will say, on page 37, paragraph 7, there's a great risk that we will run out of money in 6 months.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there. Yep.
But you just have to see it. So when I say study hard, study the charts, study different strategies, study sectors, but study SEC filings so that you know which companies, like, okay, if a stock is going to spike 100, 200%, most likely, if you read their SEC filings, you see that they're running out of cash. They're going to be out of cash in 3 or 6 months. They're going to do a financing into that run-up. Pump and dump.
Yep.
And when they do that financing, because they're running out of money, the financing that they do is going to be at a very low price compared to the stock price. When they do that financing, the stock will drop 30, 50, 70% in a day. So it's pretty logical.
Yeah.
Why do you think so many people hate on penny stocks?
I think it's just...
Is it because of your middle name?
No.
The guy who's your middle name?
No, but it is. I mean, movies like that. And I think just like Wall Street in general want to put it out that how bad they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they want people trading them, really.
There's not much commissions in it.
Right.
You know, most people are not going to read the SEC filings, so they're going to believe in this company's technology. You can't believe in any single penny stock's management promises. You can't believe in their technology. They all make pie-in-the-sky predictions.
Right.
We're only here in this beautiful place in Positano, Italy, because we don't believe a word that they say. We trade the price action.
And yet you go on Twitter or StockTwits, and you literally have these people arguing about the fundamentals of the companies, and this company has great management, or their pipeline. They're going to the moon. You see it. It's just it's unbelievable at times.
That said, so some people will say, well, why should we trade this junk if they're all going to fail? Because the stocks are volatile. If you learn to take advantage of the volatility. This is why we started off this conversation with SINO going from 5 to 13 in one day.
In one day. Overnight. I woke up, it was at I think it closed at 8. And I woke up and it was at 13. Yeah, unbelievable.
I didn't know you almost had your whole account.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So you had almost your entire account.
Right.
And you still couldn't take profits because you wanted 20.
Yeah, but I mean, I was new and I was greedy.
Now you've learned. I'm glad you didn't lose too much on that trade. So now, okay, so you've gone from 4,000 to 133,000 in like 6 months. You're studying. You're learning to take singles, not going for home runs.
100%.
What is your family? What does your wife think?
At first she was skeptical. I mean, and my father, who is actually a very good value investor.
Oh God.
Very good. He's done really well. Very, very skeptical, you know, and but the results don't lie.
Yeah.
And my wife now, she loves. She loves so far.
So far.
So far.
Don't get cocky.
Absolutely. So far, and she keeps me in check.
Good.
Yeah,
I'll keep you in check too.
Absolutely.
I want you to be a 7-figure student.
That's right. Yeah.
6 figures, it's a good start, but a lot of newbies have success.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get lucky.
Yeah.
It would have actually been a worse lesson if you had held on to SINO and had your biggest profit.
Yeah, I agree.
It would have been like, oh, every stock is like that.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
because you saw what happened when it doesn't work, it didn't cost you anything.
No.
And you got a great lesson, and you feel that emotion.
Yeah.
Like
it was bad. It felt bad. I mean, I almost quit. That's how bad it felt. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, like, what are you doing?
But you took the right attitude. This is what a lot of you guys have to learn. This is a process. You might have done all this in 6 months. You're an overachiever.
Yeah.
That's cool. You know, you were also a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Talk about your professionalism in the past. I think this is relevant.
Well, I played soccer in South America and in Europe for quite a while. And that was definitely helpful. I mean, I played soccer since I was 6 years old. And just all the trials and tribulations.
Every day.
Every day.
What was the thing that you did to train really hard?
Oh, my mother used to. She was pretty diehard. She's a Korean woman, and she definitely was a disciplinarian. But she would have this Hungarian trainer come over in the morning before school at 5 a.m. and we'd be running suicides in our backyard.
How old were you?
This was through middle school and high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we had a lot of extra training that we did.
So I was a tennis player before school for breakfast. Most kids are eating scrambled eggs, you know, maybe like a piece of bread, a croissant. I'm having codfish, okay? That is what true athletes, and I'm not even a true athlete,
Yeah.
but I knew a lot of top tennis players. Their secret was having fish for breakfast.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I'm eating this codfish for breakfast in high school, and I'm like gagging. But the reason why I bring that up is because if you're a professional athlete, you understand it's a process. It's a journey. You see a lot of these people like in the World Cup, or
Yeah.
if you're a tennis player in Wimbledon,
Yeah.
they've been training for 5, 10, 20 years every single day.
Right.
And they understand what it takes to be great.
Yeah.
A lot of other people, they want to get paid, okay, I put in 4 hours researching this stock, I should make, $80, $20 an hour. Doesn't matter how hard you research a stock, you might lose on that still.
Right.
It's not like a linear relationship
No.
between how many hours and your profits. So I'm glad you stuck with it. I'm glad that you're an athlete and you
Yeah.
understand. All of you athletes out there, use your brain, Being an athlete is tough. You got injured, you said. What happened?
I was on trial actually in Croatia, and I basically shattered my ankle. I mean, all the ligaments were gone, and
I had surgery. I had Tommy John
yeah,
surgery.
yeah,
$1 million injury. So far,
Yeah.
you have a 6-figure
yeah.
injury.
So far,
Because right now, if you continue playing soccer, okay, maybe you'll have a decent career.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you're giving like private soccer lessons.
Right.
Like, I
Or
would've
I'm
been
coaching
like a private
or-
tennis
right.
like coach at some crappy country
yeah,
club.
yeah.
Got into the stock market, you have a much longer career. 'Cause
Right.
You're still young. How old are you?
I'm 31.
You have this all your life.
Right.
You have decades, hopefully centuries.
Yeah, hopefully.
If, medicine keeps growing.
Right, that's true.
I like
That's
it.
true.
Yes, medicine and technology, and you expand your mind.
Yeah.
And there's always plays. Okay, so we're here in Positano tomorrow. We're going to be live trading. What's your take? Are you going to make a trade?
If there's a trade to be made,
That is the right answer. You do not need to trade every day. You wait for these right plays. ITKG, DCTH, SINO.
Yeah.
I mean, you can count just a few really good supernovas.
Right.
They don't happen every single day. So
No.
that's the secret, I think, with penny stocks. Most people are looking for trades all the time. They have a small account. They want to grow it, $50 here, $100 there. But if you wait for the right play, your account can really grow. You just have to have patience.
yeah, and I think that's tough. I think that's one of the toughest parts is that if you're sitting watching the markets all day, your instinct is to want to jump in.
Yeah.
And be part of the action.
Yeah.
Even if there's no real action there to be had. I struggle with that, especially once I got over PDT. I think I dipped below PDT a couple times, which was
The PDT is you need over $25,000 to day trade freely. If you're under $25,000, you can only make 3 day trades per week, which is enough. When you have a small account, you can trade overnight every single night, first of all, but you shouldn't be making that many trades. Like some people I see trying to make like 3, 4, 5 trades in a day, and they're like, let me trade this, let me trade that. And that's a frustrating way to live.
It is. I think the first week I was making like 5 to 10 trades at least a day once I got over PDT. Only because I felt so when you're under
felt free.
when you're under PDT at times cutting losses seems like, well, it's difficult to do emotionally because you're like, I'm going to waste a day trade on a loss,
Yeah.
when that's not necessarily the correct attitude. But so once I got over, I did have to curb that. That's one of the first things I had to curb after getting above PDT.
Yeah.
But now, kind of the attitude I have is that if I'm bored, and if I'm watching the markets and I'm bored, then I'm probably doing something right, as opposed to the other way around.
Oftentimes the best trade is no trade at all.
Most of the time, I mean.
Most of the time. So we sit in cash. Do you have any positions right now?
No.
Neither do I. We sit in cash. Even though we're traders, even though you've made 6 figures, even
Right.
though I've made 7 figures, a lot of the time we have no positions.
Yeah.
What's the most number of positions you'll have at one time?
Usually 2, 3 maximum, but usually 1 at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how I take them.
On 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah.
I watch every single tick.
Right.
And we were talking about this with the group. We actually have like nearly a dozen students here. We're going around the room, and you don't need that many positions. I don't understand these people. They're like, oh, I'm hedged. I have 20 longs,
Right.
6 shorts. I'm using 125% leverage. You're not a hedge fund. You're not a mutual fund. If you have a small account,
Right.
if you trade like a sniper, 1 trade, try to make like 300, try to make 200, try to make 1,000.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Why is that so tough for people to understand?
Because that's just not. I don't know. I think that's just from the value investment standpoint. That's what they do.
Wait, it's your dad or father-in-law?
My father.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you had like chats with him?
Yeah, he appreciates what I do.
Cool.
He
So
does.
sees
He's
that.
open-minded.
Yeah, that's all.
He
That's
is.
not most value investors.
No, but he's very open-minded, and
Value investors, be open-minded. Learn from the young wolf.
No, it's cool. We have great talks about it. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's brought us closer in times.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Is he going to start trading?
No.
He's not that open.
No. He lets me trade for him sometimes.
That's
though.
cool.
Yeah.
There's there's a time and place for value investors just to be open-minded.
Yeah.
I mean, if a value investor and you say the word penny stocks, they just start backing away.
Oh, yeah.
I've had people literally back away from me, like in person. When I was like, I'm not a ghost.
Right.
I'm not like someone like woo.
Yeah.
But they hear penny stocks. Most people invest in penny stocks like lotto tickets.
Right.
They think value when there is no value
Right.
in penny stocks.
Right.
So you can't combine the two. We're
No.
not investing in penny stocks. We don't believe them. We're trading the volatility. So that's a very important thing. A
Yeah.
lot of people invest in penny stocks, they buy 10 of them, they think one of them will be a big winner. It's like the lotto. They get pitched by people like the real Wolf of Wall Street
Right.
and other boiler rooms. They hear it from a friend. They hear tips. Don't give in to the BS. Don't give in to hype. Just be meticulous. And what were you saying about the patterns and back testing?
Well, I've been trying new patterns first of all, kind of recently, but I keep a couple spreadsheets just for my trades to see what works and what doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Because what I've learned is that I can't necessarily do what Tim Grittani does or what Dux does or Michael Good. It's really hard to duplicate anyone's strategy or even your strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of do have to find your own way and what works for you.
We're different people. We have strengths and weaknesses.
Absolutely.
I kick with my toe in when I play soccer.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm terrible. The coach always yelled at me, like, don't kick with your toe. But I'm like, but it goes faster.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah.
never make it as a soccer player.
Right. So
Be individual.
yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
So I have been testing out short selling lately because I've made most of my money going long at this point.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of more applicable for small accounts.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of hard to find shares of these companies at times to short because there's so much competition for those shares.
Yeah.
But I have been getting into short selling just because I think it's important to test new strategies and to be diverse with your strategies.
Dude, I love what you're saying.
For different market conditions. I mean, we've obviously had this sweet bull market for quite a while. And my entire trading career so far, it's been short, but it's been in this bull market.
Yeah.
So what works now is not necessarily going to work in the future.
And it's good to learn different strategies. Like, I'm a tennis player. Like, I had a weak backhand. So my opponents could learn to just hit to my backhand
Right.
and they would win. I was awesome with my forehand.
Yeah.
But if you have a forehand and backhand, you don't have to fear bear markets.
Right.
So I'm glad you're learning short selling. We got to wrap this up. I'm starving. We got lunch waiting for us. The number one lesson that you have for people, what do you think?
Number one lesson would be,
Or top two. Doesn't have to be one.
I'd say don't give up. I think a lot of people give up quickly because don't give up, don't blow up. So don't blow your account up before you can have enough time and experience for it to click.
Beautiful. Be patient, persevere. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but also understand that you can learn to take singles. You don't have to go for home runs. You don't have to trade every day. You should not go all in on any trade. And if you do have 50, 100, 200% profits, take them. Don't go for like 1,000% profits. Don't believe any penny stock. Learn to read the SEC filings and enjoy the journey. This is a marathon. Enjoy it. Cheers. Thank you. Congratulations on
Thanks,
your
Tim.
success, man.
Appreciate it.
Ciao.
Ciao.
My name is Tim Sykes, and I teach people to trade stocks. I am a self-made multimillionaire.
So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about. I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade.